think we are on. Welcome to the Amazing Grace Sports Network, where we celebrate the passion, spirituality, and unity of sports. We do it with humor. We do it with a smile on our face. And we stay away from all the political, what is it, TNT that's out there in Michigan and things of that sort. I guess we got to touch Cleveland just because Judo is saying this is part of our position. But we'll be there. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I am here with Kevin over there.
Morning.
And we have a friend. You want to be on there? Okay. Come on, say hi.
Hey, everybody. How we doing? This is Marty Simmons.
Marty Simmons is rolling with us. Only in Boston, Massachusetts, WEZE Radio, The Word. Good morning, everyone. Let's get started because we have a lot to get to. Kevin has a lot to get off his chest about the Boston Red Sox. So the sooner we can get to that, we can get on to the predictions. Everyone who's listening to the sound of my voice will be happy. Okay, so we have a new chapter. We're on prayers for victory in spiritual warfare. You think I know this by chapter 8, but we're on chapter 8, section 1. We are on the belt of truth. So here we go. Thank you, Lord, for first and foremost forgiving me. I shall put on the belt of truth, which tells me that you don't hold any of my sins against me or even choose to remember them. A suggestion of unforgiven sin is a lie from the enemy. In Jesus' name, I refuse to accept it. Likewise, I choose to forgive those who have hurt me in any way. I choose to release them from any grudges or bitterness I have harbored against them. And when my emotions do not follow, Lord, I ask you for an extra measure of grace to help me let go of this anger and bitterness. I thank you, Lord, for this, and I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Okay. All right. Today is Saturday, the 13th, December 13th. 12 more days to Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Our gift will be when the Patriots beat the Bills later on tomorrow. Because then we know that it's a done deal. We'll have it. We'll know that we're going to the Super Bowl if they whoop up on the Bills. But we'll talk about that. I believe. What do we have? Joke of the day.
I'll let you do this one this week.
You're feeling it? You're not feeling it?
You go ahead. I did the last two. Go ahead.
You do it so well, Kevin.
Yeah, go right ahead, please. After you.
Okay. One day, an angel appeared to Adam, and he said, "I've got some great news for you, Adam. God is going to create something very, very wonderful for you. He's going to make something called a woman. Yes, just for you." And Adam was like, "What?" He said, "What do you mean? What's going on?" Adam was intrigued. He said, "Tell me more." And the angel said, "This woman will be a lot like you physically, only much more beautiful. And she will live to serve you at all times. She will cook your meals. She will look after you when you're sick. And what more?" The angel continued, "She will never, ever, ever, ever argue with you or complain. She won't nag you or talk back to you ever, ever, Adam." Adam got this sparkle in his eye. And he said with excitement, "Wow, that sounds amazing. I'd really like to have something like that. But what's it going to cost me?" And the angel said, "Oh, well, it might cost you your right arm or your right leg, or maybe both." And Adam thought about it for a second. And then he thought about it for a minute. Then he thought about it for 5 minutes. And then he asked, "Well, what can I get for a rib?"
Very good.
What can I get for a rib? Well, that's what you got for a rib, Adam.
I'd give a leg.
I'd give a leg. I'd give a leg and an arm to, no complaining, no, food. Actually, I got to say, I know this is not true for everybody, but my wife does cook the meals and she does clean. So I think she's like the next best thing to sliced bread that's ever been made. And if you can get that, you've got that made, guys. But the complaining thing, she still does complain and nag, but we're working on that. I mean, it's only been 20, going on 30 years. Yeah. So, we got time.
She's always right.
Yeah. Well, not. Won't go there. We'll just say life goes on. All right. So we got the joke of the day done, and now we're ready. Well, I guess you know what? Since I've done the joke of the day and the prayer, You can start off with the Today in History.
All right. We'll get into our Today in History questions today. 3 questions here to start the show.
Today in History.
All right, taking a walk down memory lane on December the 13th, 1936 at the Polo Grounds, of course, in New York City. Green Bay Packers, led by coach and founder, the legendary Curly Lambeau, of course, defeated the then Boston Redskins. That's right, the Boston Redskins, 21-6.
They were the Boston Braves before that.
They were the Boston Braves just 2 years before, and who would become the Washington Redskins in 1937. Of course, later the Washington football team, and then, of course, the Washington Commanders. We'll see if they change their name again anytime soon.
It won't be long.
This was Lambeau and, of course, the Packers' 4th title in 8 years. The question, well, how many championships did the late, great Curly Lambeau, of which, of course, the Green Bay Packers Stadium is named after, Lambeau Field, how many did Curly win in his career as a coach? So if you know that answer.
It's a good question. I can tell you he's tied with 2 others. That's a little bit of a hint.
Yeah, and we know that one of them very well.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do know him very, very well. All right. Okay, we have on December 13th, 1996, baseball and Boston Red Sox superstar Roger Clemens, who had anchored the Boston Red Sox pitching staff for 12 years and struck out a record 20 batters in a game twice and won 3 Cy Young Awards and the league's MVP award, signed with divisional rival the Toronto Blue Jays after falling out with the Boston GM, Dan Duquette. Clemens would go on to win 4 more Cy Youngs, so I guess he wasn't quite done, and 2 World Series championships before retiring in 2007. Now, Roger Clemens, he's tied with another famous Red Sox pitcher in games won and in shutouts. And our question is, this is it's kind of ironic, but our question is, who is that pitcher?
Of course, those 2 World Series titles that the Rocket won were, of course, with the New York Yankees after he...
Your real team.
Well, at one point.
Well, do you want to know the ironic thing about Clemens being tied with this guy? We've already mentioned his name.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Huh.
Anyway.
All right.
You'll find that out if they get who it is.
Yeah. All right, a little more recently now, December the 13th, 2022, just 3 years ago today, actually, Washington Capitals left winger, of course, the great Alex Ovechkin, scored a hat trick in a 7-3 win over the Chicago Blackhawks in Chicago to do what only 2 players had done in the then 105 history of the NHL. That, of course, is to score at least 800 goals. Well, we know he scored a lot more since that time. And our question, well, who are the 2 other players who have reached the 800-goal plateau?
It's only 2
Pretty
others.
easy question.
Pretty easy question.
Pretty easy
I don't know how I
question.
can make them any easier for you guys out there. Come on.
That's an easy one.
Pick it up.
That's
Pick it
an
up.
easy one.
So
And Alex is still going strong.
Still going strong. The Capitals not so much, but him, yes.
And he's only playing on one team his entire career. I admire that. Respect that.
Wish Brad Marchand and Bobby Orr and Phil Lexby. I wish we had one guy in Boston that played here his entire
Well, we had
career.
Patrice Bergeron. You're
right.
Yeah, I mean that would be
one.
That would be well. Everybody gets one. That's what they say.
We'll
Alrighty
see.
then. The phone number 844-249-5247. We have a lot to get to here on the Amazing Grace Sports Network here this morning on WEZE. So we're going to jump into a quick commercial break, say hello to a couple of our great sponsors, and then keep things rolling here as the show rolls on right here this morning on WEZE.
Hey, are you feeling a little achy or sore from the cold weather? Then take a visit to Dylan's Russian Steam Bath. At Dylan's Dry Sauna or Wet Steam Room, you can de-escalate, de-stress, and detox your body and mind. A hot place of massage or a variety of oil massages are available. You will enjoy the relaxed atmosphere that features a nutritious snack bar, large screen televisions, and comfortable lounge chairs to cool off in during your visit. They have 2 convenient locations, one in Chelsea and the other in Quincy. Find them online at Dylan's Russian Steam Bath or call 617-549-3484 for more information. To enjoy your best health. Visit Dylan's Russian Steam Bath, where heat, steam, and water have a therapeutic effect.
Well, my friends, I want to talk to you about computers. Is your computer screen cracked or have a black screen? Is it slow to charge or does it exhibit abnormal battery drainage? Does your PC run slow or have keyboard issues? Well, then Philcomp Computer Center, located at 1690 Dorchester Avenue, is your remedy for all your computer and medical problems. Philcomp Computer Center has been in the computer repair, upgrade, malware removal, and data recovery business for over 20 years. Whether your computer is a Mac or IBM based, give them a call. Their number, 617-265-1910. That is 617-265-1910. To solve all your computer problems, our good friends at the Philcomp Computer Center.
Do you want to live a happier, healthier lifestyle? Do you want to get rid of back, hip, and neck pains? Then look no further than Karma Don Yoga. Karma is an accomplished and experienced yoga instructor who specializes in total body restorative yoga. So whether you are young or old, short or tall, in shape or out of shape, Karma is your best choice. Check out her classes and times at karmadonyoga.com. That's karmadonyoga.com. Your body and mind deserve good karma.
Well, of course, I want to thank our great sponsors here. Oh, as I turn my microphone off, they keep us rolling each and every weekend right here on the Amazing Grace Sports Network. And the phone number for your calls this morning, 844-249-5247. No shortage of topics here this morning.
Kevin, you want to do yoga next week? Next Friday?
Maybe. I've never actually done yoga
Okay,
before,
I'm going to sign this up because I need to get in there.
Okay.
My body's terrible.
All right.
I will text you all the information during the week. We're going to get in there and we're going to work it out.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, let me get to Boston Red Sox, okay? Get this thing underway. Now, the Red Sox, your Boston Red Sox, my Boston Red Sox came away from the winter meetings with not one, not two, not three major impact plays, but with none. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Boston Red Sox, after declaring that they were going into free agency with both guns blazing. When it came to slap leather, they never took their guns out of the holster. No major impact player on any side of the ball, just a retread B player in Sonny Gray, and there never was hopeful in Jose Oviedo. What was Craig Breslow, the Boston GM, and the smartest man doing? And what did he say in reply after losing out on Carl Schwarber, Peter Alonso, Dylan Cease, and Edward Diaz? He said, "We are going to Boston," and continue to work. And I'm sure every Red Sox fan was thrilled to hear that piece of news. Me, myself, and I've never felt better about the future of the Red Sox, and I'm sure you feel the same way about that, Kevin.
I can sense the sarcasm in that comment. I will have more to say, but I'm going to turn to the phones now, and this is the guy that's going to pump us up here and get us rolling. Haven't heard from him in a while. John, welcome back to the show. You timed it up perfectly with our segue into the Red Sox. Go right ahead.
I got a lot to say about the Red Sox, guys. I lost my phone. It was amongst the missing for a couple of weeks, but I got a little gripes about the hometown team and the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame voting. First off, it's pretty obvious to me. Alex Bregman does not want to be in Boston. He already opted out. He's turning down $40 million a year. Mind you, Manny Ramirez made $20 million a year when he played here, and everybody was all over his case.
Right. I
just said, don't sign Bregman.
I'm with you, John.
Give the money to Bo Bichette. He's proven.
I think me and Kevin had this conversation.
So you'd stick Bichette at second, John, and then put Marcelo Meyer at third? Is that how you're configuring things here?
Yeah, maybe. To me, Bo Bichette's an athlete, guys. Right. You know, when he was 9 years old, his father Dante asked him. He goes, "Bo, what do you want to do when you get older?" He goes, "Dad, I'm going to be a professional tennis player." He's supposedly one of the best tennis players in the United States when he was an amateur. But I mean, it seems to me he's an athlete. You never hear him squawking about contracts like Mr. Bregman over there.
I totally agree with you, John. I am on your side.
Yeah, I'd like to know what Bregman got his best salary year in Houston. I'm going to say 22, 23 million. Now they're making him and Ohtani were the highest paid players in baseball last year.
Wow.
Bregman has a higher salary than Aaron Judge.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Well, that's what happens when you have Scott Boras as your agent there, John.
Yeah.
Were you disappointed? Were you disappointed with the Pete Alonso outcome, seeing him go to Baltimore with the Red Sox apparently in on him, but with a lower deal than what the Orioles came in with?
No, Kevin, because I'm kind of a big Tristan Casas guy. I know his uncle. His uncle lives in New York City, comes down to Boston 2-3 times a year to see Tristan. He told me last year, Tristan looks like a middle linebacker going into spring training of 2025.
That's
so I
great.
don't know
That's John. I love you, man. That's great. But I got to tell you, what we've seen in the past couple of years from Tristan Casas is you got to say to yourself, when is this guy actually going to stay on the field for 162 games and contribute the way that I think a lot of people have expected
With
him
or
to?
without his uncle?
You know?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, what was he like? The number 3 draft pick, and 3 years ago was it?
I have to go back and look. I don't know if he was that high, but obviously the Red Sox view him very highly.
Yeah.
And we just haven't seen it, John. Haven't seen it.
Okay, well, how do you feel about Craig Breslow, John?
He's a numbers guy. He's one of those nerds with the sabermetrics.
Smartest guy in the room.
I don't get that sabermetrics thing.
Well, it's taken over. It's taken over the league, unfortunately. The way these. Yeah, go ahead.
I know it's all sabermetrics, but I like the old days when the old scouts went around smoking a cigar and watched these players play in April and May when it was cold out, and I take more from their old scouting reports.
I'm with you on that. Let's bring that back. Bring back
the cigars.
Yeah.
And the pipes.
Yeah, hey, one thing under my craw.
Go ahead. Just one.
Only one. I only have one. The Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame voting. Are you telling me Jeff Kent was the best player to put in the Hall of Fame this year?
Well,
so he was selected out of the contemporary baseball era committee. Received 14 of a possible 16 votes. So if you had the ability, John, to vote, would you put Bonds and would you put Clemens in the Hall of Fame?
That's a tough question to ask because steroids were legal during that era. There was no one saying you couldn't take steroids. So in my book, if it was legal, and if you still got to hit the ball,
still got to hit.
You still got to throw the ball.
You can't tell us that Jeff Kent didn't take steroids. Look at his numbers. Look at his numbers.
I never looked at Jeff Kent's career. 'Cause to me, he was an average player.
He had a career 290 batting average. I don't think he was taking steroids. I don't think. Jeff, yeah.
He was before that. He was only hitting 270, right?
Hey, I want to tell you something. I remember when Jeff Kent came up with the Mets. He was a string bean.
Yeah,
he was a skinny guy. So I'd say he probably took steroids, but was it cheating? Maybe yes. Was it illegal? No.
Not at that time.
So that's the only thing. And I'm just getting back to the Hall of Fame. I mean, to me, the biggest joke is Louis Tiant not being in the Hall of Fame.
You're right about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Him and Denny McClain in 1968.
Oh gosh.
Had the two best pitchers, had the two best records of anybody in maybe this whole century.
And that's without steroids.
Without steroids.
Yeah.
McClain was 31-6 on the championship Tigers. Granted, that helped them with I think a 2.78 ERA. Louis Tiant with the last place Cleveland Indians was 23-5. And get this ERA, guys, 1.25.
Wow.
That I don't think no one's going to match McClain's record.
No, he should be in the Hall of Fame. And I would say too, put aside some of his comments that he's made. I would look at the numbers and say that Curt Schilling also is someone that deserves consideration as well.
He does too.
Kurt Schilling kept himself out with his mouth.
I know.
Yeah, but
know?
he deserves to be in there on his talent. He deserves to be in there. We're gonna have to move on, John, because we have a lot we have to get into, and Kevin has a lot to get off his chest.
All right, guys. Good talking to you.
I think John got a lot off already. So thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
I'm glad you found your phone.
I'm
because
glad.
the last time we had a discussion with you, it was about the Chauncey Billups issue, and you told everybody to stay away from the gambling at the churches. So we appreciate that. So.
That's a true thing.
I know it is.
Anybody sees anything online with celebrity gambling, poker, it's a scam.
There we go.
A professional poker player in Vegas told me.
I know he did. John, thanks so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Always a great pleasure. Our good friend John, who fires us up this morning right here.
He's a little hot.
Amazing Great Sports Network. But he makes a lot of good points, particularly on the Red Sox. And he's right. The fact that sabermetrics and analytics and numbers and data and everything is sort of taken over.
He's a Yale guy. Breslow is a Yale guy. What did we expect?
Yeah. So a couple of things, Red Sox. Am I disappointed with the way things have gone so far here in the offseason? Well, I most certainly am. There's no question about it. And if you're not disappointed about where things are going, then you're not paying attention. Do I like the move that they acquired to bring in Sonny Gray? Absolutely, I do. I think it bolsters the rotation, and we've talked about it here on the show. I think the bring in of Johan Oviedo to help stabilize the bullpen here and add some depth to that bullpen, I think is great. Obviously, you have Aroldis Chapman who you're bringing back. That's great, too. So no issues on that front. But when you come out and say you're going to get a power bat or two, an impact guy that's going to be able to hit balls out of the ballpark, as Craig Breslow said.
He said.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
And you haven't
stated.
And I know the offseason's not over yet. But as we've seen teams make their major moves, the Phillies did what they needed to do. They re-signed Kyle Schwarber. The Orioles, out of all teams, who had a terrible year last year, did what they needed to do and bring in Pete Alonso. The Red Sox have not done what they needed to do yet on the offensive side with a hitter of a high caliber offensive numbers. And
I think the Blue Jays have gone out and done some things too.
And you look at with the way of the Blue Jays, particularly on the pitching front as well. And I don't think the Toronto Blue Jays are going to sign or at this point re-sign Bo Bichette. So I think Bo Bichette is going to play for a different team. Whether that's the Boston Red Sox remains to be seen. You've heard several different reports, and you don't know which reports are true. We just read reports what they are. We really don't have anything else to go off of. We're not in the room.
If we know the Red Sox
was left impressed with the Red Sox presentation. Then another report said, well, he was out and the Red Sox are no longer interested. So you're hearing reports now the Red Sox priority has turned to the re-signing of Alex Bregman. Yeah. That remains to be seen. I'm not sure where that's going to go, and I think there's a bit of a mixed bag from Red Sox fans right now if they would like Alex Bregman back. I'm of the personal belief that I would like to see Alex Bregman back in a Red Sox uniform. I think despite the injury last year, he provided a certain spark that the Red Sox needed. Without Alex Bregman on the team last year, I don't believe the Red Sox would have made the playoffs in the wild card last year, even though they did get bounced, obviously we know, to the Yankees. And that being said, I'm sort of reserved in my commentary because we're at a point now where we're sort of getting to where I don't want to be, but we're not there yet. And so I'm willing to hold out for a little while longer when these guys are still available. But as each day goes on, I grow more and more impatient and more concerned about where this is going. Clay, we spoke off air. I thought we were done with this. I thought when we turned a corner in the summer last year with this Red Sox team, and it was nice to talk about the Red Sox in a form of positivity and going forward towards the future. We are sort of not seeing that yet. And I've said this on the show many times before, and we saw it with the trading of Yassin Garcia to the Pittsburgh Pirates. A guy that a lot of people were surprised the Red Sox may have traded. Right. But that being said, this is because in his first 2 years as general manager, this goes back to the Bloom era as well. The Red Sox were unwilling and unable, but more so unwilling to trade away many of their prospects. You cannot keep everybody. We're seeing a situation now on this Red Sox team that I've used the term before. There are too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many outfielders.
There is not enough room for all these guys.
Right. With
Meyer, with Anthony, with Rafaela, with Abreu, with Duran, with Yoshida, with Casas. There's no with Campbell. There is no room for everybody. You just can't do it. So that's why I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised if and when the Red Sox do make a major move, it won't be from a free agent signing, but it's going to be from a trade. And that's why we're hearing reports that the Red Sox are interested in acquiring, whether it's Ketel Marte from the Arizona Diamondbacks, whether it's Isaac Paredes from the Houston Astros, whether it's a number of different guys that the Red Sox, Corey Seager from the Texas Rangers, who, obviously has a proven track record with the Dodgers and, of course, now for a few years now with the Texas Rangers, winning the World Series in 2023. And he has dealt with some injuries here and there, but I think Corey Seager, the Red Sox were able to package him in some sort of deal would add a significant piece to this Red Sox lineup. And
here's my thinking on that. It's going to be somebody they can control for a while, because right now, these guys, what they've shown us, they're not going to make any big splash signing some big free agent for a lot of money that they can't control and they can't get rid of. So that's out. Would it be a trade? Yes, but they're going to want a trade that they can control a guy for at least 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if it does come from a trade. Do I think they'll sign Bo Bichette? At the end of the day, I don't think they'll sign Bo Bichette. So either. I think right now, if I had to guess, the Red Sox primary focus is bringing back Alex Bregman. That is my guess. Why do you say you don't want to see him back?
No, he's done. He's done. He's breaking down. He's breaking down. Bo Bichette is 4 years younger than him, and Bregman is breaking down. He does, and I agree with John. He doesn't care. I mean, let's face it. He had $40 million on the table, and he opted out. So he doesn't.
I get that. I understand.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the team. And you need somebody who wants to be invested in the team. Right now, he's only invested in money. So I wouldn't want to see the guy back. You do, and that's what life's about. I mean, I think they would move on and get somebody else, but I don't think they're going to sign Bo Bichette either, who I think is actually an upgrade over Bregman because he's younger. But the Red Sox, they're just going to disappoint both of us. So why are we crying about it?
Have faith, gentlemen. Have faith.
Well, that's one thing we have trouble with here on the Amazing Grace Sports Network is faith.
No, we don't. We have faith
with the Red Sox. with the Red Sox, I should say, with the Red Sox.
Not with the Bruins.
Well, we're not going to go. Okay. Let's
so I guess for the way I look at it is we'll monitor it week by week. I think time is a ticking here. The Red Sox, Craig Breslow, obviously in the crosshairs of many Red Sox fans, and he doesn't care. I think we've gone to that point, and the quote was, "Well, I'm going back to Boston to continue my work."
I'm going to work hard. I'm going back to Boston to work hard.
Taking your ball and going home, and all talk, no action. We've seen this before from the Red Sox, and we'll see what happens going forward in this offseason. But the moves that they've made, obviously good on the pitching side. The question remains, though,
they still don't have a number one. I mean, other than Garrett Crochet. They got Garrett Crochet. We're going to say Sonny Gray's a number 2. That's a whole nother discussion. We can go down that road. I don't think they're approaching it. I think they're trying to see if this guy can be, but he's not a definite, is what I would say.
Well, I think they view Brian Bayo probably as a number 2 guy in his time here.
We'll see. Let's do a commercial and then we can get back in.
Yeah, and then the question too remains, the reports that the Kansas City Royals are looking to acquire Jarren Duran. I'm all for it. You know my thoughts on Duran.
I'm not going there.
So let me get this straight. You want to keep Duran, but don't bring back Bregman.
No. I said I'm not going there. I'm not going to touch it. Okay. I'm not talking about Duran. I wanted to get rid of Duran at the beginning of last year. So I think you already know how I feel about Jarren Duran.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll monitor and remains to be seen.
As Nancy Kerrigan would say, when Duran came back, I was like, why? Yeah. Why?
We'll see what magic Craig Breslow pulls out of his hat when all his numbers, to see if the numbers line up.
Who would do this? Who would bring Jarren Duran back? But he did. And that was it.
And he did. Okay. Clay wants to go to a commercial break, so we'll go say hello to our friends at the Early American and come right back here on the Amazing Grace Sports Network.
There we go. Where do you go for the best breakfast and the best lunch in the South Metro Boston, Quincy area? You go to the Early American Diner located at 1054 Hancock Street in Quincy. From their strawberry shortcake French toast to their famous corned beef hash for breakfast to the lunch menu, which includes a variety of burgers and specialty sandwiches such as the Waldorf turkey made with roasted turkey, apple slices, and walnuts. So, whether you want to dine in their cozy restaurant, take out, or have it delivered, the Early American Diner in historic Quincy, Massachusetts, is your go-to eatery to enjoy great food at great prices at your convenience.
Now we want to say hello to our friends at Oyama Investments as well, our great real estate sponsor here on the Amazing Great Sports Network. So many of our sponsors keep us rolling every weekend right here on the show. Oyama Investments, looking for smart investments, searching for a place to call your home. Well, welcome to Oyama Investments, where your dreams do find a foundation. At Oyama Investments, more than just real estate, they're your trusted partner building your future. Whether you're investing in a property that will help grow with you or purchasing your dream home, to make the process easy, transparent, and rewarding. Oyama Investments, they do specialize in finding properties that align perfectly with your goals. Imagine yourself owning a piece of the future, whether it be a luxury apartment, a commercial space, or family home in the perfect neighborhood. Well, if you're new to the real estate investment world, don't worry. You're every step of the way, helping you make informed choices with confidence. Yes, indeed. Real estate prices rise, and there's never been a better time to invest if you're ready to see your dreams come to life. Website www.oyamainvestments.com. Give them a call, 617-221-8881 today. Our good friends at Oyama Investments.
Oof. Glad to be back. Real estate, yoga, hot sauna, eating at the Early American Diner. You name it, we got it. And matter of fact, I gotta tell you that we have the best of all three. I think when it comes to eating, yoga, real estate, even Philcomp computers, they will fix anything you bring into them. So our advertisers are the best of the best. Check them out. What do we got here? Oh, should we go to you want to talk about the Bruins? Let's talk about the Bruins.
Sure, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything more to say on the Red Sox.
No. I'm off the Red Sox. 844-249-5247. 844-249-5247. The Bruins have won 5 in a row, Kevin.
Four in a row.
sir.
4 in a row. 7-3. Their last 10 games.
Get out of here. I thought it was 5.
Well, we hope to have it 5 in a row, and they visit the Minnesota Wild on Sunday evening.
Okay.
Up there in St. Paul at 6:00. Puck drop. Bruins a bit of a road trip. They're playing well, coming off a 6-3 win on Tuesday night against the Winnipeg Jets. Always a tough place to play. Up at Winnipeg, a 5-2 win against the Blues in St. Louis. Their old friend Jim Montgomery, who the Bruins bested twice in the past week, actually beating the Blues last Thursday, December the 4th, 5-2, and then the following Tuesday after that 5-2 as well. So always nice to see. I got nothing against Jim Montgomery, a situation that just unfortunately didn't work out here with the Boston Bruins. Of course, we'll always have that regular season record breaker that didn't amount to anything. But other than that, I have no ill will, and I don't think many Bruins fans have any ill will towards Jim Montgomery.
Now
Sometimes the situation doesn't work out.
They're tied at the top.
They are top of the Atlantic Division right now, tied in points with the Tampa Bay Lightning. They do have one more win than the Tampa Bay Lightning do. The Lightning sit at 18-11-2. The Bruins still have not lost in overtime. One of the only teams that have not lost in overtime this year, actually, and it looks like by my records here, they are the only team that has not lost in overtime. So they do sit at a clean 19-13, 32 games played, as mentioned. They just beat the Winnipeg Jets the other night. They've got back David Pastrnak. He sat out for a couple of games with injury. Charlie McAvoy's back less than a month after taking a slap shot off the face up in Montreal.
That guy's faded.
So
yeah, it's always something happening to Charlie.
The injury bug, well, it has seemed to have subsided here with the Boston Bruins, and things are clicking. Well, Clay, you asked me the question last week: is this team overrated or underrated? I certainly don't think they're an overrated team. I still view them as an underrated team right now that a lot of people aren't talking about. They're flying under the radar, and
2 points.
Well,
2 points out of first place.
Here on December the 13th, it's working, and so
I like
what I see.
I think they're overachieving. Yeah, they've won 4, overachieving 7. Well, they're 7-3 in their last. What? Why does this say 7-3 in their last 10 but 1-4? Beats the heck out of me. I'll figure this out. Must be some math thing that I'm not getting on. But they're only 2 points out of first place for the whole Eastern Conference.
That's correct. That's correct. So obviously, there's a long season to go here. I mean, the Atlantic Division has proven, even though there's a fair amount of teams, it's always going to come down to the Lightning. I will say Detroit has found themselves to be a pretty good team this year. They actually, out of all the teams, they still one less loss than the The Bruins do, sitting at 17-12. And you're right, Clay. The Florida Panthers are sit at 15-13 here in the early months of the NHL season. 32 points, and they sit a few games back. Only 3 points back of the Pittsburgh Penguins for the second wild card, and yes, 5 points back of the Red Wings for the third spot in the Atlantic Division right now. And of course, you got the Montreal Canadiens, and don't forget, of course, one team as well, the Toronto Maple Leafs as well, who sit a point ahead of the Panthers in the Eastern Conference.
But I tell you, the Carolina Hurricanes are they're in the thick of things as usual. Now, can they continue when the playoffs come? It's going to be the question, because usually in the playoffs, Tampa Bay comes in and just dismisses them. So we'll see what happens.
Well, right now, Carolina and Washington do lead the Eastern Conference right now, 40 points apiece. The Hurricanes do have the third best record in the NHL, sitting at 19-9. It's funny. You look at some of the teams who past recent years, you thought the Western Conference was stronger than the Eastern Conference, but Florida has proven to be that claim to not be true, given the fact that they have won the Stanley Cup, obviously, in the past 3 seasons. So anything can happen.
But even before that, I mean, Tampa Bay was ruling.
Tampa Bay's always been and been ruling for, if you want to use the term ruling.
Yes, ruling.
At least in the Eastern Conference, they always, especially in the Steven Stamkos eras, were always a team that you did not want to face in the playoffs.
Unbelievable. Yeah, thank you, Florida. Thank you for giving us the best hockey teams.
I know, who would have thought? Who would have thought that,
In the
that
NHL.
the state of Florida would produce the best hockey? But it has. I mean, especially in more recent years, particularly with the Florida Panthers. But the Lightning have always been there, and I credit that to their coach John Cooper, who has done very well for himself down there. And
any of you hockey fans, I want to know why. I want to know why Florida is leading the NHL in hockey these days. Come on, all you hockey geniuses out there, tell me. Why is Florida just kicking up their heels and just resting on everyone else's head?
It's a comfortable place to play,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Not in the summertime.
Not in the summertime. They don't play hockey in the summertime.
You're right. Great place to play in the wintertime. Love it. Well, maybe you're right, Kevin. And if anybody has any disagreements, give us a call and let us know.
I mean, what would you want? Would you want to travel to Sunrise, Florida in the wintertime, or go up to Edmonton, Alberta?
Oh, gosh. Easy choice. Yeah, right there with
Some people are different,
No, they're not. Everyone
some are.
they'd rather play in where it's nice and comfortable.
Well,
you walk outside the ice rink and you're in sandals and shorts. Come on, give me a break.
Not a bad deal.
No, can't complain. All right. Let's get to our picks, and then we can get to the Celtics later, right?
Before we do any of that, we're going to go to the phones and talk to Wayne. Wayne,
thank you, Wayne.
Chiming in. Go ahead.
Kevin, Clay, good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Running in and out of stores this morning.
Well, so long as there are no ambulances like last week.
Dog barking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Clay, happy wife, happy life, man. Come on now.
What did I say something wrong? What happened to me? What did I do?
But oh my God, what do I say?
What do you get for a rib? What do you expect?
But looked like we lost our quarterback to the transfer portal there. Dylan's leaving the program.
Get out of here.
He was terrible, though, Wayne.
Yeah.
He was awful this year.
Yeah, he wanted OB to promise him he have a starting position, and Grayson James came in and saved the day in that Syracuse game. So, and even our true freshman played pretty well in Pittsburgh as well too. So we have money to burn, cash to burn.
Wow. Let's keep going for it then. What conference is BC in again? What is it called now? I mean
the ACC.
The ACC with the California Bears and all of
California,
the West.
Pitt, Syracuse,
And
Clemson,
they got money to
SMU,
burn.
Louisville.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes.
Why not?
But I think a championship here, our first ever, will have a lot special feeling in places in people's hearts. Should we ever be fortunate to win one here?
Are you talking about an ACC championship or a college football?
Yeah,
championship? Okay.
The college football. Yeah.
What?
I think.
Wow.
I think
Talking about shooting for the stars.
Yeah.
Aim big.
You have
Aim
to
big. Forget about
you
the
have to
ACC.
dream big.
Aim big.
Well, look,
wait a minute. Do they
you
have that
to-
much money?
Yeah, well, they're raising the money. They're going for it. There is a new attitude up at the Heights, and like I said last week, they'll be putting all the chips into the center of the table, and we're in, man.
Okay.
Casino Royale.
There you go. If my eye starts watering blood, then I'm bluffing. And that's a Casino Royale movie. You have to let chef. But anyway, we'll keep going. I think I would like to see something happen. They need to win something after what is it? A 1-10, 2-10 season?
2-10.
2-10
Hey,
season?
Wayne, were you surprised? Obviously, there's a lot of controversy in the college football world, but on the selection that came in last week, were you surprised Notre Dame was not part of the 12 that made the playoff? If you saw that.
Yeah, that was perplexing, and I don't know. You have Alabama who lost 3 games,
Right.
and they still got in.
Right.
What do did you and Kevin talk about this before you came on? I mean, you guys are repeating the same thing. You guys are just against Alabama and Georgia and those real SEC teams that are powerhouses.
Look, man, we are embedded in the league. So, but it's crazy, but I think Notre Dame been throwing their weight around for all these years, so they probably just got a little smack around. And I don't think the AD was helping himself any with all that whining. So we should give him a little bit more cheese with all that wine.
And I mean, not to mention, let's face it, they should have take care of business in the early part of the year against either Miami or Texas A&M, and they likely would have been in the playoff here. Now that being said, you feel for them because of the way they had, and people say, well, they're not in a conference, so they really don't deserve it. Well, I don't really buy that argument per se, but it's a tough look when you have Alabama with 3 losses and Notre Dame with 2 losses.
There's no crying in baseball or football for that matter. So wipe it up, guys. Let's move on. We have to get to our picks because we don't want to rush through them. Wayne, thank you for calling. Do you have a thought on any of the questions we had earlier?
I like I said, I was in and out of the car. Stopping at Home Depot, Lowe's. I just came from Trader Joe's getting the wine and some apples. So
busy morning.
It's
only 9 a.m.
You're going to invite us over to get a little wine. But we're going to move on from that. Okay, thank you for calling, Wayne.
Have a great day. Talk with you guys next week.
Talking to you next week.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you. Okay, last week I was 6.
Football.
You were 6-7. You were 6-7, and I was 4-9.
Did you do that on purpose? You said 6-7.
What?
You never heard that?
No.
Oh, geez.
We're not getting into
It's
that.
all right, Wayne.
Okay.
I actually still don't even know what that means, but everybody does it. Yes, I was 6-7 last week. Ha ha ha. And it was a tough week. A lot of upsets. Last week.
It's a tough week. Tough crowd, I'll tell you.
But before we do get, when you went 4-9,
I did. I went 4-9,
and I tried to offer you a lifeline at some of the picks,
did,
but you just wouldn't take it. So
are you kidding me?
It's okay.
I'm going down.
It's all right.
If I'm going to go down, I'm going down on my own.
Yeah, it's a hill to die on taking the Jets over the Dolphins.
I sure
that's
did.
A real one.
I died on that one.
Before we do get to the picks, though, I do want to just briefly talk about the Patriots and Bills matchup. Clay, a huge matchup this tomorrow afternoon at Gillette. Obviously, the Patriots coming well rested from a bye, finally sitting at 11-2, and Clay, they have a good opportunity to have some real leeway between them and the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo barely beating, and I took them last week, Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. If the Bengals had some semblance of a defense, perhaps Cincinnati would have won that game, and I think they were obviously given many opportunities to do that, and they did not take care of business. But Buffalo, obviously 9-4, and they're favored in this game, Clay, by 1.5. Obviously, a lot of people did not expect Drake May to go into Buffalo a couple of weeks ago up there and early on in the year and take care of business. That was I think the beginning of what we started to see in a great successful year for the Patriots in that game against Buffalo. And I would expect the same thing similar, and let's keep it rolling.
All right. Well, we're going to discuss them in a little bit, just in 4 more games. So you got the first game.
It's all regimented with you here with the scheduling. So. Okay. Anyway, give me the Bears in the first one against Cleveland.
Really? The Cleveland lost to the worst team in the league last week. You don't think they're going to bounce back?
No, I don't.
You don't have any faith in our guy, Shedeur Sanders?
Not against.
He's now a starter.
Not against the Bears in Chicago. And the Bears coming off a loss, obviously, against Green Bay last week. But I'll take the Bears easily against the Browns.
I'm hoping for a high-scoring game because Shedeur It's my starting fantasy quarterback now that I've taken him, but I'm taking the home team Bears to bounce back with the win. Okay, the Ravens will travel to Cincinnati to lock up with the Bengals. Both teams were losers last week, but one team is going to be a winner this week, and I think that team is going to be the Ravens. Sorry, Bengals fans, but you can go to the game. Tickets can be had there for just $32. Happy flying and good luck.
I said the Bengals needed to win out to essentially win the playoffs. They lost last week in a game they should have won, in my opinion, against Buffalo. I took Baltimore to beat the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers at home last week. They failed in that category.
It happens.
So, give me Cincinnati at home to play upset against the Ravens.
Ooh, wow, what's going on?
2 weeks in a row for Cincinnati. Well, Joe Burrow's back, and you know me. So,
all right, you got him, Cincinnati.
hey, the Chargers travel to the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, now the Kansas City Chiefs losing on Sunday night last week. Clay and I both took them, and well, that was a mistake. And the Chiefs now at 6-7. Their playoff hopes hanging by a thread.
You should be happier. You hate the Chiefs.
I do. Well, I don't hate.
I mean, well, not hate, but
I just dislike the
Dislike,
Chiefs.
yes.
And Chargers obviously with a big win on Monday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. They sit at 9-4, and Justin Herbert obviously still has that hand issue, and he played well against them in a crazy game. Give me the Chargers on the road against the Chiefs. I'm done picking the Chiefs, whether it's home, whether it's on the road. They're done, and I think the Texans put a final nail in that coffin for
His
any.
Eminence
for any
has rescinded his grace on you.
Yes.
Nice way to
Kansas
put
City
it.
Chiefs. Okay. I, ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, for your listening pleasure, I have the game of the week, the game of the month, the game of the season right here. The vaunted Buffalo Bills are marching into Foxborough Stadium, seeking retribution for an earlier beatdown they suffered at the hands of Drake May, and the New England Patriots. But they're only going to get a worse beatdown this time around. The Patriots are no joke. Buffalo is coming in, bucking and bronking, and at the end of this game, they will be broke. This game showcases the highest tickets of the week, and if you don't have $275, you can't even get into the nosebleed seats. This is a special game. I'm taking the Patriots. Go Patriots.
Patriots an underdog in this game, as I mentioned. Their Bills are fair by 1.5. Clay, the Patriots trying to do what they haven't done since 2019. Of course, that's clinched the AFC East, and well, I'm going to take the Patriots at home against the Bills. I expect this to be a great game. Too bad it's at 1 o'clock and not a 4:25 primetime afternoon game, but
I'd pay
Or
$275.
even a Monday night game.
Monday night
We
or
should
even Sunday
flex
night
that.
game.
Yeah.
And
Sunday night.
I'd pay $275.
Well, let's go.
you guys go ahead. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. I'll be sitting watching it at home,
Okay,
and I'll take the Patriots easily.
there we go.
So anyway, this is a terrible 1 o'clock game in the Meadowlands. The lowly Washington Commanders, who I will never pick. Well,
They used to be
Actually,
the Boston Redskins.
yes, I know. They I thought when Jane Daniels came back would have been a little bit better, and he wasn't. They got
No.
blown out by the lowly Minnesota Vikings last week up in Minnesota. They go to the Meadowlands this week to play the Giants and Jackson Dart. Giants coming off a bye after losing the Patriots on Monday night 2 weeks ago. I will take the Giants at home against the Redskins. Two teams, the only thing they have to play for is a high pick in the draft. It's been a terrible year for Dan Quinn and the Washington Commanders, a year removed from the NFC Championship, and I'll take the Giants at home.
This is why you should not play your first-year quarterback from the jump as a rookie. The 17 games took its toll on Jaden Daniels, and he may never be healthy again. We may never see this guy look the way he did in his first year. So Jackson Dart, who is a first-year guy, take notice. This could be you next year if you don't watch yourself. I'm taking the Giants in this debacle that nobody, even in New York, wants to watch at $24 a ticket.
Well, the Giants didn't start Jackson Dart to begin the year.
Yeah,
mind
they
you.
didn't, but they threw.
No, they
he
didn't.
threw
They
him in-
started Russell Wilson.
I know they
Oh,
didn't, but
okay.
they threw him in there. I think still too soon.
Even though Jaden Daniels led the Reds, slipped there, the Commanders, excuse me, to the NFC Championship game. That's still in your mind. They shouldn't have started him.
Now, I mean, 1 year, if this is your franchise guy, you want more than one good year out of him. And, if you start these guys too early, you're cutting down on that. Well,
Okay.
It is. The Las Vegas Raiders are flying 2,500 miles to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to get humiliated by the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, the Eagles will be in a foul mood after losing to the Chargers, and the Raiders are going to pay for it. Okay.
Well, not just that. The Eagles have lost 3 games in a row, and they've allowed the Dallas Cowboys to continue to have a chance to win the NFC East. I'm going to take the Eagles at home here. by virtue of the fact that they're playing a terrible team, the Vegas Raiders. No Geno Smith in this game.
No.
Kenny Pickett is going to start, a former quarterback, of course, for the Philadelphia Eagles. In that case, Kenny, we wish you well, but I think the Eagles are going to come in with a vengeance.
Oh.
And if they lose this game, well, it's all over for the Eagles, even though they're sitting at 8-5, a win for them at home against the Raiders. The Arizona Cardinals, the 3-11 Arizona Cardinals, led by Jacoby Brissett, who has put up a valiant effort in his time as quarterback, has not won a game, though, traveled to the Houston Texans. That's why I skipped a game. We'll come back to it. Don't worry. I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about the Jets and Jaguars. The the Cardinals do travel to Houston Texans, coming off a big win on Sunday night in KC. I talked about the Texans defense, Clay, and C.J. Stroud had a great game, and I'm going to take them at home easily against the Cardinals. And look out, Jacksonville. Houston is on your heels.
Yeah. Well, I think Jacoby Brissett, the 3-10 Arizona Cardinals, with our old guy Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, it's done. They might be looking for the fountain of youth, but they're not going to find anything. They're going to get crushed in Jacksonville. In Houston. That's it. I'm taking Houston.
There we go. The Jets head to the Jacksonville Jaguars to play Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. Obviously, the Jaguars have outright control now of the AFC South. As I mentioned, the Texans and even the Colts as well. We'll get to them in a minute. Are on their heels. They've won 4 games in a row. I'll take them easily against the New York Jets. And a gentleman by the name of Brady Cook is going to be starting for the Jets this week. Quarterback. He played at Missouri. And, we wish you well, Brady.
Good luck, Brady.
I take Jacksonville easily.
Okay, last week I was stupid enough to take the New York Jets at home against the 5-7 Miami Dolphins, but I'm not stupid enough to take them on the road against the 9-4 Jacksonville team. Go Jags. Go get them, Jags. Finish them off.
Okay, got to speed it up here a little bit, Clay. The Green Bay Packers, a great 4-25 contest in Denver at Mile High. The Packers, big win last week against the Bears. They traveled to the Denver Broncos. Clay, we want to see the Patriots have home field advantage in the AFC for the playoffs. The Broncos need to lose a game or two. Give me Green Bay. Tough place to play in Denver, but I'm all in on Green Bay. Give me them to beat the Broncos and Bo Nix in Denver.
We're going to take the Packers in this one. They're favorite despite playing Denver, plus the Broncos and the 10-game winning streak. Despite playing in Mile High Stadium and despite Sean Payton's pedigree, they are taking Green Bay, and I am too. So we're both on that one. Detroit will travel to Los Angeles. The Rams are hosting the Detroit Lions after getting a mud hole stomped in them by the Arizona Cardinals last week. The Rams were embarrassed, humiliated, and mocked in Arizona, and someone is going to pay for that. That someone will be the Detroit Lions, who haven't looked the same since Ben Johnson left for Chicago. I'm taking the Rams.
Last week in Arizona, the Rams lost to the Cardinals?
Didn't they? Yes.
No, they beat them 45-17. That was last week, 2 weeks ago when they lost to Carolina.
I'm only a week behind.
There we go. That's all right. That's all right. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Anyway, it's a great matchup between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. This case, Rams are at home. I take them over the Detroit Lions. Clay, in a surprising matchup here with playoff implications, the Carolina Panthers
Here we go.
traveled to the New Orleans Saints. The Saints beating the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers lost on Thursday night to the Falcons. The Panthers win this game. They have outright control now of the NFC South. And Bryce Young, who would have thought? I take the Panthers in New Orleans.
Go, Kevin, you got the Panthers, and this is my upset of the week. Kevin, you're going for the Panthers. I am going for New Orleans. New Orleans could just muck up everything with this, and this is what's going to happen. They're going to win on Sunday. And Saints fans, if you've been waiting to go to a game, this one is for you.
Okay,
it's only
minute and a half.
$14.
You're always telling me to wrap
there
it
we
up.
go.
So.
You can get in for less than
okay, there we go.
$14. There you go.
The Tennessee Titans, who beat Shedeur Sanders in the Cleveland.
Wait. I got this one. Tennessee's traveling to Chicago to San Francisco. Pick up the 12th loss of the season. Last week, Tennessee won the second game of the season, 31-29 against the Browns, and no one cared. Shedeur looked like the number one pick. Cam Ward looked like the 5th-round selection. I'm going with Shedeur. San Francisco.
Okay, I was going to say 49ers easily against the Titans at home. And a game that everyone's talking about up in Seattle, the Colts and the Seahawks. Clay, the news of the week. We only got 10 seconds to talk about it. 44-year-old Phillip Rivers is back. Yes, indeed, Phillip Rivers is back, likely to start in Seattle. As much as I'd like to take them, the Colts trying to salvage this season any way they can. I take Seattle at home.
Seattle easily.
Phillip Rivers, your thoughts? What do you think? Quickly.
Not going there. Minnesota, it's going to Dallas, and Minnesota is going to lose to Dallas. I'm taking Dallas in this one.
I'll take Dallas as well.
Okay.
The Monday night game, the Dolphins and Tua travel to Pittsburgh. Dolphins, Clay, won 4 games in a row. I think that stops giving Aaron Rodgers at home against the Dolphins.
I'm taking Pittsburgh also.
He didn't want to talk about Phillip Rivers. All
Well,
right.
I just wanted to make sure we got through the picks. Now I can talk about Phillip Rivers.
In
I
10
hope he makes it
seconds.
through. Hope you make it through, Phil. This could be tough.
It's crazy. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Have a good weekend, everyone.